I'm Mark Bray, UNESCO Chair Professor in Comparative Education in the Faculty of Education at the University of Hong Kong. My particular research area is shadow education, private supplementary tutoring outside schools. The shadow system of extra lessons copies the regular schools, and more significantly, as the curriculum changes in the schools, the curriculum will change in the shadow, in the private tutoring. Shadow education is becoming a worldwide phenomenon. It's been stronger in some parts of the world than others, in Hong Kong, in Japan, in Korea, typically in East Asia. In Hong Kong, it's already become very large. Our numbers are saying that 54% of grade 9 students are receiving shadow education and 72% of grade 12 students are receiving shadow education. That's a very large number, and it's of great importance to the lives of families, of young people, and even schools. So comparatively, it's important to look at this around the world and to see what lessons can be learned about it. We in Hong Kong are collecting data from students themselves, and we're asking them how much shadow education they receive, of what type, of what intensity, and what they think about it. We begin with the students, then we go to the teachers. We have many findings, but we should ask, why do students go for tutoring? In Asia, we have a strong belief in the value of education. People often talk about Confucian values, respect for education, respect for diligence. It's also to do with competition. Life has become much more competitive, and a lot of this competition is what is fueling the desire by families to get the extra edge, and that's why they go to the extra classes. Many people assume that private tutoring is for remedial work, helping to raise the level of low achievers. Actually, around the world, if left to market forces, the shadow education system is likely to help the high achievers achieve more and leave the low achievers further behind. And it's widening gaps. In a place like Cambodia, in Bangladesh, in India, there are also issues of corruption. Teacher may be tempted to say, I will teach half of the class in the daytime, come to my house at 5 o'clock, and I will give you the second half of the lesson. That's highly problematic. We have got a very big question mark about whether we really have fee-free education in our countries. The front door may say education is free, the back door says, where's the money? Conducting research on shadow education is difficult. It's not a topic that people are always keen to talk about.
I was a tutor in a tutorial school when I graduated. I have been teaching English for 4 years. One of the challenges must be to interview tutors in the tutorial school and do some classroom observation in the tutorial school, because we have a lot of so-called secrets like special skills that tutors may not want other people to know.
Nowadays, mostly the research focuses on like mainstream education. Not necessarily they think this is a meaningful and valuable research on shared education. I think you should let people know the value of the research on this topic.
I personally have a series of books. The first that I wrote was in 1999. That was the first global study on this topic. It was published by UNESCO's International Institute for Educational Planning. It's recognized as a foundation book in the field. When it was published, the profession didn't recognize the significance of shadow education in the way that they do now. But as the shadow gets bigger, then the local authorities, the school authorities, have to take account of it. So the one that I published 10 years later has had, in a way, even bigger impact. That one has been translated into 18 languages. People around the world are saying this is important to us. We want to have this comparative material in our language so that we can show that this is not just a local problem. I think we can say that Hong Kong U is a leader and possibly the leader globally in this topic. We have a global reach. This is done under the framework of the Comparative Education Research Centre. We have partners in places as wide-ranging as Dubai, in Philippines, in Singapore, in China mainland, in Korea, in Japan. We are showing that the agenda is huge and we are moving on it step by step. As more researchers come into the domain, bringing their own conceptual training, quantitative, qualitative, from backgrounds of economics or psychology or sociology, we are greatly improving the knowledge base.